Hello and welcome back to the Wizard's Tower. Now I did actually film something for you weeks ago, just after Christmas. In it I talked about what I got for Christmas and also some other bits around the channel. What I didn't know back then was I was about to get quite ill. My whole family, in fact, except for my wife, ended up with something. Most of us got cold, flu, and then ended up with chest infections. So, while on antibiotics and sofa-ridden, I was unable to edit and play around with the videos or film anything new for you. Now I am well and able to go back and look at that footage. It is quite obvious I was about to be ill, especially in the latter part of that video. So what I thought I'd do is just chop out the bit of me talking about the games, show that to you here, and then refilm all of the bits where I'm talking about what else is coming up. So, over to past me, who was blissfully unaware he was about to be sat on a sofa for 3 weeks. Videos. I also got a couple of bits in presents, which I thought I would show you today. I have unboxed 3 of them out of the 4, purely because what else you can do Christmas Day? You know, everyone is starting to wind down from Christmas dinner, and I was like, crack them open, have a look. I haven't had a thorough look though, so I thought I'd do that with you. So the first one was something kind of random. I wasn't expecting it. It wasn't on any of my wish lists. I hadn't shown interest in it. This is something that my dad just randomly decided to grab me. That is The Shadow World. The Shadow World, a sci-fi storytelling game. So what this game is basically it's got 20 picture cards that can be used in an almost infinite number of combinations. However they are placed, they will magically match up to create seamless scenes and provide endless storytelling opportunities. So as you can see, the cards kind of fit all side by side. Now, there are apparently 4 individual games in here, which is Sinister Story Relay, which is any number of players, Myriad Mysteries, 2 to 5 players, The First and the Last, 2 to 5 players, and Dire Consequences, 2 to 4 players. And this is the instruction manual, and that's it. And then there is another sheet of kind of just talking about the cards. Then you get the cards themselves, and this is a magnetised book, which is really, really nice. And then the cards themselves are these huge tarot-sized cards, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. If you live in the UK, basically they are made out of the same material as like coasters you would get in a pub for your drinks. So they are really nice. But to show you just some of them, very interesting, and obviously they all slot together to make these long story tapestries, I guess you could put it. Like I say, I don't know much about it. I haven't read much into it. I kind of want to just jump in and give it a go. There are other versions available, apparently. So you could get, like, I can't remember the types. I believe there was a steampunk and something else. So I'll let you know how that goes. The second thing I got, which I haven't actually opened, I finally got my Unquiet Dead for Wildlands. So we have Wildlands, we have the Adventuring Party expansion for it, which was a kind gift from my friend Craig. Open. So now we have the Unquiet Dead, which I believe makes my set complete except for some maps. So the Unquiet Dead. Nice. So it's just more figures. If it's anything like the Adventuring Party, it You can run them as a faction, or you can run them as kind of NPCs. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now, let me explain. Wildlands is basically a skirmish game for all intents and purposes. It's very, very, very simple. It's all card driven. There's no dice. And essentially you have factions. There's like gnomes and like mixtures of races in these factions. You get 4 in the core box, and then there's the adventuring party and the undead expansions. Movement is done on a map with numbers based on the cards, and it's just super simple. Little skirmish game for 2 to 4 players, I believe it is. So let's take a quick look at these. Miniatures are very, very nice. And there are, you know, barbarians and golems, and all sorts of these cool little... These are so nice. I love that they come kind of pre-shaded. This one's got an extra base because there are... It's interesting, this set has got an extra figure compared to all of the other factions. Except for the adventuring faction. The adventurers faction actually has 1 less. It's only got 4 of them. How do you go back? But yeah, I mean, at some point, if you're, you know, super interested, I can do a full video on Wildlands and how it all works, and maybe do a playthrough of it. But we really enjoy it. We're not enormous fans of competitive games, Katie and I. We tend to much prefer the cooperative style games. But that said, Wildlands is one of the games that we're not too... we really enjoy, even though it is competitive. Right, so the next thing I got, which I'm super happy about, Mansions of Madness, Path of the Serpent. So, Mansions of Madness, it's up there. It's definitely one of my favourite games, and it is probably one of Katie's favourites as well. I haven't actually punched any of this out yet. It's really nice, but to give you some idea of the tiles. Really, really cool. So this is basically the Yog expansion. Yig. Yog. What am I saying? And you get more investigators, some miniatures, cards, the dreaded bases, and 3 scenarios, I believe it is. Let's just look at the back of the box, shall we? Yep. One rule book. Where are we? You get lots and lots of tokens. It's nice. 17 different map tiles, and yeah, 3 new scenarios to use. So if you don't know anything about Mansions of Madness, it is, I guess you could call it a dungeon crawl of sorts, although it's more narrative driven. It's not just a hack and slash at all. In fact, if you tried to play it like a hack and slash, you would probably die very quickly. The original core game is basically you exploring different mansions. What makes it different is that it's app driven, which means you download an app. Don't worry, it's not like a computer game with dice. You download the app, and the app basically plays the bad guy, the mythos, the keeper, however you want to do it. So the first edition of Mansions of Madness, one of the players had to be the overall keeper of lore, forbidden lore, however they put it. And they were essentially a DM. Well, Mansions of Madness 2nd edition, the app is essentially the games master. It runs all the monsters in the background. It instead of laying out, you know, all of the map tiles from the beginning, you actually explore the locations one by one using the app by saying, okay, I've now, like, somebody has moved into this room. The app is free, obviously. The game is not. And there are, oh God, I can't even list off all the. There's quite a few expansions, and there's quite a few pieces of DLC now for it. But if you're interested, go to the Fantasy Flight website. Manchester Madness is a wonderful game. Again, at some point, if I get some feedback that people would like to see a video on it, I would happily do a video on it. Now, the last thing I've got, I will definitely do a video on it, because this is a brand new game. And again, I have opened it, but that's purely because what else was I going to do at Christmas? And that is... yeah, exactly. I got me some Dragon Realm. It is the Game of Goblins and Gold. Now, this is a brand new game by Gamelight. If you don't know who they are, they made games like Sushi Go. Brilliant. Rulebook, super extra simple. We have some cards. I'm loving the art. Just so... Pet Chipmunk. And... okay, so you get a whole bunch of dice, which are really, really nice dice. A whole bunch of these coin tokens in various sizes. You get these massive realm cards. And you also get a load of meeples, which include lots and lots of adventure meeples in, you know, different colours, and goblin meeples. Who doesn't want goblin meeples in their life? So I've seen a bit about this game. I'm not going into it 100% blind. But I will give this a play and then let you guys know what I think of it. But Dragon Realm, I'm very excited to get that to the table. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Yeah, those are the 4 things. Plus. And we're back. So, quick update. We've actually played Dragon Realm now. We were able to get a couple of games in when I wasn't feeling like actually death. And it's really, really good fun. Very simple, very charming, very quick game. It's competitive. It's a card game, basically, where you are trying to essentially gain the most gold out of adventuring before you do the final thing, which I think is always to defeat a dragon. So, really, really good fun, that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the video editing software I'm now using. So, I was looking around for something simple, but actually a full editing suite. Beforehand, I was using Windows Movie Maker, which is free, but very limited, and had this nasty habit of crashing at just the right time, or wrong time, I should say. I also blame it for corrupting quite a lot of the files. We're talking, 11 hours of footage in total. It has just rendered useless. So I was looking for new software, and I came across Movavi, which is very simple, but a full editing suite. And I got in contact with them because this channel doesn't make any money, and I don't have the money to just buy editing suites. So I got in contact, and they very generously sent me a free copy, which is what I'm using to edit this video. They didn't ask me to do any promotional material for them. They didn't even ask me to really talk about it. I'm doing this off my own back. But I thought I'd let you guys know that they gave me a free copy, and that they also gave me an affiliate program. I haven't set it up yet. Again, I haven't really done a lot in the past few weeks. I've been laid out on the sofa. But once I've got it all sorted and my head around what it is, I'll let you know in a future video. And if you're in the market for new editing software, check out Movavi. It's really cool. And the final thing I wanted to talk about is that from this point forward, Mondays are going to be my day to focus on the channel. And the reason that is that Katie's maternity leave is over and she has gone back to work. So she's a teacher. She teaches little ones, really small little ones. And in the meantime, I am becoming full-time, stay-at-home dad stroke house husband. So I will be here looking after the little one, as well as, you know, putting on a pinny and baking cookies. I'm not going to do that. I can't bake to save my life. And I look terrible in a pinny. But no, so Mondays will be my day where I will focus on the channel. I will make videos and edit and think about what to do. In addition to, obviously, we'll still play games together. But, yeah, Mondays are my designated channel day. And in the meantime, I will be doing my very best to keep my 8-month-old son safe. He's 8 months now. I don't know if any of you out there have children, but he is climbing. He seems dead set on hurting himself. I know they're not, but they have no concept of danger at this stage, and it's amazing to see him growing, but also scary. So that is a real quick kind of update for you guys, plus a look at the games I got a month ago. And yeah, next week we'll see. I'm not planning what to do. The last time I started planning, it all got on top of me. I do still intend at some point to do a review video of Cthulhu Death May Die for you. So that will come out at some point. I'll see when it takes my fancy. It's not on the table at the moment. In fact, we've just set up Massive Darkness. Look at that guy. Because we fancy playing something we haven't played for ages. So we're playing through a short campaign of Massive Darkness. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I hope you had a wonderful break and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. Let's see what this new year holds for us all and what games we're going to get. Until next time, like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will catch you next time. Take care.